Welcome to So True. And our devotional today is entitled, Make Your Mind Up and Get On With It. And it's based on the text of Romans 14, verse 5. The story is told that Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson went on a camping trip. And during the night, Holmes said, Watson, look up into the sky and tell me what you see. Watson said, I see millions and millions of stars. Holmes then asked, and what does that tell you? Watson reflected and responded, astronomically, it tells me that there are millions of galaxies and potentially billions of planets. Theologically, it tells me that God is great and that we are small. Meteorologically, it tells me that we will have a beautiful day tomorrow. He then paused for a moment. Holmes asked Watson, what does it tell you? Holmes retorted, it tells me somebody stole our tent. I've always enjoyed that story. Sometimes we can overanalyze the thing, can't we, and miss the obvious, which is the point of our story. We can make the simple more complicated than it needs to be. Listen, in the Christian life, I think we often do that when it comes to knowing and doing the will of God. When it comes to general guidance, God expects us simply to make up our mind and get on with it. The Bible encourages us to use our head and act with prudence/wisdom. This explains why Paul in Romans informs the saints that it was quite legitimate for them to make up their own minds in disputable matters, so long as their minds were taught by a good conscience. You can look that up in Romans 14, verse 5. Here the apostle points to a convinced mind becoming a major factor in guidance. I want to double down on that. Other New Testament passages point to reason and the use of critical thinking as parts of the godly decision-making process. Terminology like, it's not desirable, it seemed good, I considered it necessary, or simply I decided, is to be found throughout the biblical and apostolic record. Acts 6, 2-4, Acts 15, 28-29, Philippians 2, 25-26, and Titus 3, verse 12 are the record of those statements. When it comes to guidance, God doesn't just want us to read the scripture, pray, and seek the advice of others. He wants us also to put on our thinking caps. It's with and through a renewed mind, submitted to the lordship and leadership of Jesus Christ, that we can prove what God's good and perfect will is for us. That's the teaching of Romans 12, 1-2. God intends that we, more often than not, resolve our dilemmas and decisions through clear and critical thinking. We do this through weighing the options, asking right questions, and seeking what is reasonable as well as what is righteous. God generally guides us by presenting reasons to our minds for acting in a certain way. The Lord gave us a lot of leading when He gave us a brain. It's a good statement. If God gave us watches, would we honor Him by asking Him the time of day or by consulting our timepiece? If God gave the merchant seaman a GPS, would the sailor please God more by kneeling to pray for guidance or by steering the ship according to the satellite navigation system? Except for those things expressly commanded or forbidden in Scripture, God expects us to use our heads. So as we said at the beginning, make up your mind and get on with it.